Hello and welcome to Wheel Thing TV. I'm Dave Canole. This week we're checking out the Lexus LS 500H, $196,000 worth of luxury car. Somewhere underneath all that sound insulation and plastic is the 3.5 litre V6 and battery pack that makes it a fairly potent engine and drive combination. It is rear-wheel drive, of course, enabling this big machine to hustle along at highway speeds with a minimum of fuss, very quiet on the inside, and a nice throaty, almost V8 roar from the induction system of this car when it's being pressured. Drive engagement is fully electronic using this lever here, and it literally is just a matter of once the car's started up via the power button, then it's across the drive or across and for reverse. Makes it a little bit easier, but occasionally it will sort of not go and you think that you've got drive and it will come up with an error message such as that. On the screen itself we've got our drive modes available. There are sports, custom and comfort settings available via the dial on the top of the binnacle. As you can see, it makes a nice little visual change on the inside. Information available via the tabs on here as we listen to some cold chisel, map and your presets for your radio. If we go back into the actual car settings, the expected range, energy monitor, so what will happen is when it's on drive you'll see the flow going into the wheels or vice versa, and lots of other information including the slightly off pressure front right. And if you just want to have the speed only, well, you can do that too. It does have a head-up display, and that's quite easy to use and read as well. And we hopefully might get a little bit of a look. And there it is. As you can see, we're fully stopped for safety. It's also a 360-degree camera view. Press that button and have a look at this for a little bit of animation work inside a car. Absolutely sensational to see, but it is nice and simple at the same time, which basically means, and as you can see a car going past there, that it's not overly complicated to take advantage of. And if we actually use our little scroll button to see if that does anything, it does down at the bottom, across the top. Let's see what we get out of that. There we go, some different views yet again. Absolutely sensational stuff, and a little bit of a plaything for those of a technical mind as well. Backseat passengers get a choice of a Blu-ray player as well, and it's actually built into the rear of the centre console that the driver and front seat passenger have. We've got own audio and aircon controls in the back, a couple of slots here for USB playback and where the headphone sockets are, and mounted on the back of the front seat headrest are the screens themselves, and yes, I can assure you it works pretty well. When the car's powered up, you can also use some relaxation therapy in the back seats with some massage features, and as you can see it also recognises that there's actually somebody sitting in there. There's nobody in the left hand seat at the moment, so it won't light up. If we go to the right seat where I am, that's where it is. So if we hit the full body refresh, level 5, and it actually moves the internals of the seat. I can feel it pressing up against the shoulders now. We go for the lower body. The actual seat squab itself is moving around, and unfortunately I can't show you because if I get up it'll actually then say that there's nobody here, so why should I bother? But I can assure you that it works, and it's quite an eerie feeling as well. Part of the appeal of the Lexus LS 500H, the rear seats can be manually adjusted for reach using that little touchpad there, and as you can see does that quite nicely. Let's see how far we go for full extension. Further. Wow, that's going forward quite a long way, so you could virtually have someone use that as a bed if you really needed to. Very handy situation indeed. The audio system is care of high-end maker Mark Levinson, and The actual tuner setup is AM/FM digital audio with Bluetooth streaming USB, something called Miracast, which I presume is a phone or a tablet casting setup as well. And if we click on over, rear sound, so you can actually set it up to be a little bit separate. It does have a CD player slot, won't play movies via DVD or Blu-ray, partly because of course if the driver's distracted by that, then nasty things could happen. Nice little feature is the rear window sunshade, or privacy guard if you will, operated via this little button there. If we have a look into the rear vision mirror, and it actually will go down automatically once the car's engaged into reverse. So foot on the brake and reverse, and you can see that on the camera as well, that we're getting that very crystal clear look from the camera to show what's behind them around.
It's a big car, the LS 500H. It's a car that can be hustled quite well along country roads and through sweeping turns. It's got quite a bit of tech in it and quite a few things that are just enough of a niggle to say, oh, I don't know. It's a bit of a problem. It's such a mixed bag of a car, in that it's a great car to drive, but just some of those little things like the touchpad that Lexus insists on staying with. And you see other companies that go with something a little bit easier to use. But having said that, you do get massaging rear seats. That's got to be a positive in someone's book. For Will Thing TV, I'm Dave Canole.